Hey, Shang-Chi, back for the points. You just made Knull angry. That's all you were able to accomplish. Ka-cha, ka-cha. He has no idea. You need more Shang-Chis.
Oh, snap.
You need more of them, my friend. Come on, fight me. It could still be close. Maybe this snap is too arrogant. But I'm producing 62 points. And they just play Blue Marvel. Oh no. Oh no. Shang-Chi doesn't hurt me anymore. I trust in the heart of the Knull. Welcome, my friends, back to Marvel Snap. Nidavellir is the current hot location here in the game. We have 3 decks that are going to be able to thrive climbing with this as the hot location. But first, this is coming heralding dramatic changes to the featured and hot location showcase mechanics, changes that I'm very excited for, very happy to be seeing the direction that we are taking. Previously, the featured locations were always new locations that were getting showcased. They would have a 40% chance appearing in your games for 48 hours. This was too long. It was really warping the meta. It was becoming unfun for people who were trying to spam a lot of games or climb aggressively, because the meta would just become one-dimensional around locations that had a large impact on the gameplay. So it is now being dialed back to only 24 hours. There's a 50% chance that they do appear. And then the hot locations are being set to match. Previously, the hot locations are old locations getting a showcase. They previously would run for 24 hours with a 60% chance of appearing. Now they're running for 24 hours with a similar 50% chance of appearing. I like this overall. There's also going to be more hot locations every season, because now we're only going to be getting 3 new locations per season. So we're going to have some off weeks where you get a midweek hot location instead of the previous cadence that we've been receiving. So let's dive in here with Nidavellir and some spicy decks for you guys to be able to dominate the ranked climb here early in the season. Quantity over quality. The Forge World demands workers. The cards here have +5 power. We're going to talk about the core synergistic cards, as I get the right overlay, the core synergistic cards with the location, and then our 3 decks that I am curated to be very advantaged with this as the hot location. Check the timestamps if you want to scrub through the different deck lists. I have some spicy ones all through here. We have effectively 2 packages of card synergies that benefit dramatically with Nidavellir. So one of them is the Iron Man. When all the cards at the location are getting free power, the doubling effect just goes to the moon. The beautiful thing here with the Iron Man is that he is a soft counter to one of the other powerful cards right now, which is going to be Shang-Chi. Cards getting the +5 makes it a lot easier for Shang-Chi to have viable targets. The Iron Man simply doubling means that you don't need really enormous bodies that become Shang-Chi targets to still be able to put up a very high score line. And of course, if you're going to be running the Iron Man, then it is at least worth considering bringing his little sister, the Mystique, in here to be able to copy that doubling effect and be able to make such a great usage of his very pivotal ability. And then in so times where you're using the Iron Man or the Mystique, you're looking at cards like Vast, at Valkyrie, Mr. Negative, to be able to make them more affordable or give them more power on their own bodies. The other side of the synergy that we are looking at is, where are you, Mr. Venom? When Venom consumes the cards, he takes into account their buff or debuff based on the location. So Venom is going to be able to consume all the +5s that the cards have been given, hold them on his body, gain +5 on top of that. Then you can go into a Taskmaster, or you can finish off with the recently demoted and much more accessible now Knull. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Knull is going to also take into account the +5 given to the cards at locations that are destroyed for his power. So we can just spam a couple little cheap cards, little 1-drops, the Nova, the Squirrels, pop them with the Killmonger like you always do for a destruction deck, but then suddenly Knull is gaining the extra +5 buffs that those cards had carried while they sat at Nidavellir, making him an incredibly potent finisher for the destruction decks. Now, let's look at our deck lists. The first deck we are playing is called Knull. I have been trying to refine down and perfect this Nimrod list ever since he has released. I've been doing a ton of testing around our current Battle Pass card. Don't worry, not all the decks are using Nimrod, but here we are leaning into the Nidavellir benefit from the Venom and the Knull. Our general game plan is to be able to use energy cheats in the wave or extending the game in Magic to be able to set up some of our core destruction combos early. We would love to get Nimrod to the board and then have him get consumed by the Venom and then play the Zola on top of the Venom so that he then pops to the other locations, causes additional destructions. That's where we can really get out of hand. But we have a ton of different paths to victory depending on what our hand is. We can then flip over. We can get Knull in as a big finisher. We can Zola on the Knull. We can Zola on the Nimrod. We can play Death early through the wave cheat, Venom on that, and then just have the Zola to propagate that power. We have control in the Shang-Chi. We have control in the Killmonger. That throttles the Shuri and the Thanos matchups. These can also help empower the Knull if we just end up in a kind of a dud hand in terms of the Nimrod base game plan. The Yondu is insane in this matchup because he is making Death cheaper and making Knull more powerful. The Nova might actually have the most tenuous spot on the entire board, but I do love getting his buffs propagated out, especially when you have a ton of Nimrods bouncing around. Let's hit our gameplay showcase to see how these combos come together. Jumping in here to be able to get our showcase. We had Weird World twisting things around, but we're sitting with the magic to be able to fix it. I'm going to drop the Killmonger over here. So we have our deck list up above. If you want to talk any card substitutions or deck optimizations, you can leave me a comment down below. Love chatting everything Snap down there. Up against a junked up deck, all the rock kills is great for Death. Now I can magic to be able to fix the Weird World, take us back to our train of play, and we have Death Zola. After I magic, they go with our Venom. I gotcha. I don't think that my deck plays nicely mixed in with anything else. You have to run a very specific set of synergies here, so Weird World probably punishing them a little more than it punished us. I don't know, we didn't play very much. We got like a Korg down there, which we could actually draw the rock from, and yeah, a bunch of garbage. They're happy with this, eh? I will move magic out of the way. I will send a goblin across the board to New York here. We're here at Limbo. No, we're gonna lose Limbo. We're gonna go across right here. And then I'm gonna play my Death. And be ready to Zola next. What do you have, Emerson? What do you have? Hobgoblin comes back. Okay, sure. Trade the goblins across. And then they got our Nova. Just putting the buffs on the Angela makes sense. We'll throw the green goblin across. The Death will be able to swing it for us, and now they're built up so they can't, well, it was past turn 6 anyway. They can't move in. I Zola. And then I Nightcrawler. Pause for the sneeze. I will get the Nightcrawler. I mean, I might as well Yondu instead. Get to see a little bit more about their deck, I suppose. They snapped? They were happy with the lineup? What do you have as the finish? And don't say Galactus. Don't say Galactus. Hang on. We flip. Shang-Chi, what a read, but he's still down by 1. And then the Carnage is technically larger, sure. Ooh. On the Yondu being able to get squeezed in alongside the Zola, we squeak it out. Jumping in here for our next one, and we've got Nidavellir rearing its face. Venom, Nimrod, the combo is here. Now just give me an energy cheat. Yeah, let me see the wave. There was a version of the deck where I was running Psylocke to be able to get the Nimrod out even quicker, but I believe I had left out the Shang-Chi, which I feel like is essential with Nidavellir being hot right now. You probably cut the Nova if you're going to cut anything. All right, come on. Oh, no. Knull Zola, baby. Knull Zola. And it's lights out. That's the only thing that matters, and the magic lets it happen. All right. We'll hit him with it. Central Park? You'd say, well, these are going to get in the way of your Zola. Nope. I've got the Killmonger. I've got it all. Turn 4. I guess I Venom on the Nidavellir. Sure. Makes the Knull even bigger. Comically large. Oh, a Lockjaw? What was that? You wanted to be able to play with that deck of yours? Not gonna let that happen on my watch. It's up to 46. 57. 65. And again. More. Ooh. 15 power Venom. So obviously this is a bit of an exaggeration, but if you guys remember where he started after the Lamentis, what we've been able to stack up just from the destructions of the Killmonger and then the Venom, I've still gotten Knull to a respectable, to a game-winning point. It's gonna look silly, but if you dial back in your mind, like subtract whatever Lamentis gave him, we're still sitting pretty. He's gonna be in his 40s because he would be at like around the 20s is how much power we destroyed, and then the Zola breaking the first Knull is going to add that destroyed Knull's power to the other 2 Knulls that get propagated out. So it's crazy. 3 cards in hand. What are they going to be? I know the Iron Man is good. The Iron Man is very good, but is it Knull good? Come on. Come on. You know you want to see if I have the Zola. What's that? 168 point Knull? Yeah. Your Spirit Tiger is going to help out over there. He's doing great work. Oh, it's so good. So that is Nim Knull. If you guys don't have the Knull, then I would just rock the Taskmaster instead. You'll still be able to get great value out of that, or you're just going to bring in the Psylocke to be able to get the cheat, especially on the Nimrod, as like a build around for the Nimrod. Bring in Psylocke or Taskmaster there. Next up, we have a zoo list that I was absolutely loving last season, bringing in the Valkyrie as our big tech card to be able to combat the Shuris and then the giant bodies that Thanos is able to produce, but then still be able to get ourselves an advantage through the propagated buffs, the Iron Man, the Mystique, the team-wide buffs of the Blue Marvel, Bast helping just juice up our zoo potential. If you wanted to play really greedy, you could work a Moon Girl in here. You can also do some things with the Moon Girl She-Hulk, but then you're going to have to run Luke Cage to make sure that the Bast isn't lopping off the tops of your best cards. There's actually a lot of flexibility in this list. You're especially looking at the cuttable cards are Iceman, Squirrel Girl, certainly, to be able to flex things around. Everything else, I'm very happy with the position that it's in. Valkyrie, Iceman, Blue Marvel, and the Super Flow, actually a great boon to the deck because we've got 3 5 costs, all of which we would love to play. We just have to be able to hold on to the Squirrel Girl towards the end, is what it's looking like. Combo her with the extra energy later on that the Super Flow is going to provide. Camartage, not too excited. Well, actually, Hood is great here. Double Demon me? Double the Demon, let's go. Don't know anything about the opposing list yet. Cosmo, just in time. Get smacked. Okay. Tinkerer's Workshop. That takes me 5 energy at turn 3. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and let's play the Blue Marvel here at Camartage. The Cosmo means that I don't get to use the Valkyrie to pick the Hood up, which is one of her better uses in this list. Patriot and Goose. You're running all the protection for that Patriot, eh? You got the, are you the Ultron variant? If you're the Ultron variant, would you be running the Cosmo? I suppose you might. I'll go Kazar here. And then I'll just put a demon in. Give you a little bit of pressure. Let you feel the pressure, baby. Mystique copies the Patriot. Beautiful Mystique, by the way. And the Wasp gets the buff. Okay. So far, we can hang with this. So far, so good. Iron Man, Iron Man. Ant-Man instead. Alright, well. So I got the blue Marvel down so early. And I'm holding the Valkyrie for the final turn. I really don't want a Valkyrie on the Mystique, right? That's terrible. I buff the Wasp, I buff their Mystique, I debuff my Khazar. That's a death sentence. I think we need to invest in Super Flow. And then we can go like real Mysterio here, play the Demon here. Do I go all the way to playing the Squirrel Girl? Probably not yet. Alright, they're down. Ant-Man is a 3 with all the buffs he's getting. They've got their Khazar. They're just waiting for the Ultron, eh? Iron Man. So Ultron drops. That means every single drone is buffed by the Khazar, the Patriot, and the Mystique, putting them at 6. Each one is a 6. That 6 power doesn't win at Camartage. That 6 power doesn't win at Tinkerer's Workshop because of the Mysterio. And I'm assuming that they're playing here anyway to be able to get all the 6s in at Superflow. It means that my Valkyrie is very poorly positioned. But Iron Man over here. I think this is the best that we got. Anticipating the Ultron. I have to anticipate. I mean, you set up everything as though it is Ultron. And you just are that drone, while big, is not going to win at Camartage. I'm counting and I'm recounting. He's not going to win at Camartage. He's going to be 1 point bigger than the Wasp. We win. We win. We out efficiency'd the Patriot deck. Does not happen very often, but this one can go the distance. There he is. Valk was trivialized in the deck that was named after her, but we keep on finding just incredible efficiency all throughout the list. Blue Marvel, Iron Man, both on the board. 15, 38, 7. What a stat line. Here we go. We've got the Nidavellir Valkyrie in hand as well. You open Iceman every single time. Every time it gives it to you. Still such a great turn 1 play. The 1 cost price point is just packed with some of the best cards in the game. Hard to be able to say where the best one really is. Is it Sunspot? Is it Iceman? Is it Bast? Is it Quinjet? Is it Zero? All of these A tier. But Sunspot's probably the best. Sunspot's probably the best. Did I just get a hood? Interesting. I could Valk to like switch it and then trade the Valk for something else a little bit later. Seems interesting to me. I'll Demon. Maybe I just Demon to X-Mansion. I feel like there's so many more bots on ladder this season as opposed to previous seasons. It's taking me way longer to be able to get good showcases to put the video together. They got Storm, and we flipped Nimrod. Brand new, hot off the press, Mr. Marshmallow Man himself. I will not be able to destroy him, and thus not going to be able to get much of a benefit out of that Nimrod. We'll go Khazar here. Now the Sunspot has gotten +2, +3. I'm going to go Spider-Man. My Valkyrie will be able to reset him to 3, which can be a great shock to a lot of the Spider-Man players. I think it's just like cycling here. Bast, Mysterio, what are you gonna pull? Angela, Ant-Man, Mystique, Squirrel Girl. Wave, okay. I'm so far ahead at the right location. And now we've buffed our Iron Man. I do get the Ant-Man. Mysterio sets Angela. Okay. Those were not great. I get 1 play. 1 play to make it count. That's the Valkyrie. I mean, Valkyrie is actually huge here. Setting these to 3 and then trading her body for anything she trades for is actually worse. But anyway, it's still huge here. Setting the hood up by 5 points, setting Angela up. I don't think the Angela will get buffed in that unless it was a recent fix. They had her on the bug fixes after you play a card here. Nope, the enemy didn't want any of that. Shoo! Knocked us out of Nidavellir, but you can't keep us down. Iceman, Ant-Man, Kazar. There's our Valk yet again. So I will Iceman to Nidavellir over again. You give me this situation 100 times out of 100? Well, no, I would play the Bast instead on turn 1. That's the only thing that would supersede it in a specific situation. The Rock is actually buffed, and then the Valkyrie could buff it into a 3-power rocketing +3 for Washington, D.C. Pork, do you have any idea what you have done to yourself? I will Ant-Man to the Nidavellir. Grab the buff over there. If they are Hawk, ooh, they are Deadpool, Angel, a motley collection of 1 costs, and then Warrior Falls. I don't know what to do. The Mystique can grab the Ant-Man. Yeah. And then I can make her body +3 off the Valkyrie later on. They're going to Beast bounce him back. Beast the Deadpool to make the Deadpool free for future plays. The destroyed Deadpools no longer are free off the Quinjet. I believe that was a change that was made at some point. They can just clean house of Warrior Falls. This one might go really badly for us, but I do hold the Valkyrie to make some dirty tricks. Some very dirty plays later on. Let's see how they choose to go. Hood, Titania, and then they give me the Titania with the Korg. I feel like you should have gone into destroying your free Deadpool over at Warrior Falls. You brought him back with Beast. What are you waiting for? I will Hood. I will Mysterio. I guess so. My illusion is going to kill the Hoods. 0 power has never won a battle at Warrior Falls until this day. It's probably happened before with the 0 killing a demon or a goblin. Not a demon, a Hood or a goblin. Is this where they deploy the Deadpool? Yep. And the Angel. I'm fascinated by this idea, but oh, the Hood got the buff, so he was slightly larger. Slightly larger Hood. Alright, I guess I flip first? You haven't destroyed your Deadpool. I don't understand. What do you think you have that beats me in any of these? Like, my Hood dies, your Deadpool doesn't die. Do you have Killmonger? Killmonger wrecks face, yeah, but it also tears up your own lines. Like, where do I want to play the Blue Marvel over here? Blue Marvel here, Demon on mid because it grabs the buff from Washington, D.C. Turns out, both Korg and Demon means Washington's very favorable to us. It's crazy that I'm leaving the Valkyrie on the bench, but she's a tech card. The tech, or the situation for her didn't materialize. I'm still happy to have her. We saw some fun potential in upping the Rock or upping the Mystique. Here they steal the Titania. And then they show Uatu. What a wild list. All of the 1 cost. It's like a Zoo Deadpool or a Bounce Deadpool. I might have to try Bounce Deadpool myself. But I'm not going to be gambling 8 cubes like this, man. So here is the Valkyrie list. This one was doing fairly well for me even outside of the featured location, being Nidavellir, just running it in ladder up against the Thanos and especially the Shuri. It was meant to be able to take down the Shuri with the Valkyrie surprise through the armor, though a lot of Shuris now are running Cosmo, so it's not even the most reliable counter in that regard. But for the featured location, the Iron Man and the Mystique tech, and then just the general efficiency of the deck overall brings a lot of surprise factor up against the opponents. Opponents never see the Valkyrie coming, so this deck is going to do very well with Nidavellir. And now for a deck that takes everything we have learned and combines them into one list. Who is the one who in the darkness binds them? Yeah, that's right. It's Mr. Negative. My man is still out here pulling off just psycho decks like this with disparate playstyles that I never thought would come together, but he can make it happen. Obviously, the Knull Zola finisher is incredible when they're inverted and you're able to combo them together. That gets around the clunkiness that we were seeing with the Nimrod decks with how many expensive cards we want to combo together at the end of the game. The Bast does very well with Mr. Negative, and of course Deadpool does as well. Venom likes being inverted. Carnage is immune to being inverted. Then you have the Psylocke and the Magic to be able to service the Mr. Negative game plan, get him to the board earlier, get him more card draws. Iron Man is his ever-constant companion, and you can happily Zola the Iron Man to be able to get that propagated. You could Zola the Deadpool, you could Zola the Venom, you could Zola the Knull, great targets all around. You can Mystique the Iron Man, you can Mystique the Knull. It's this huge web of connections, and we've even found a way to be able to tech the best current tech card, Shang-Chi, as well, because he also services the Knull. It's crazy, it's crazy. Now, we're very dependent on being able to find Mr. Negative, but when we find him, the pop-off potential is absolutely there. Jumping in here, we say a quick prayer. Leech isn't real and he can't hurt us. Leech does just such a number to this deck. It puts the list in a little bit of an awkward position in the current meta because of how popular Leech is. Because when you find Mr. Negative, you normally want to snap early and be proactive about it to be able to get your cube gain off of those high rolls. But then you're snapping so early in the game, it's hard to be able to suss out if the opponent is going to hit you with the Leech. So if you get any kind of wind that the opponent is playing Thanos, I recommend not snapping. Which feels terrible, but I feel like that's just how you have to play the matchups. And then up against the other decks, if you hit the negative early or on curve with Magic, you can be a lot more aggressive. You have the tools to be able to keep up with them then. And Shuri's Lab is quite the boon for us on this one. 14 power Venom. Wave, eh? For Galactus. If you just wave on 3, I have to assume that you are Galactus. I gotta go next. I would rather keep my Venom going, so I'm gonna Zola here. It's not. Okay. Do something else. I guess he still could be Galactus. He just didn't find the Galactus. Was hoping for the top deck. Plays Doom. Well, that would tell me maybe he's more just normal ramp. 10 power Doom is a little rough, but we will turn the Ruins into Limbo, the true hellscape. Is leaving Shuri's Lab open a mistake? Maybe. Then again, I do have the Shang-Chi. Sandman tries to slow us down. Aw, yes. Let's go. Alright. Drop the Knull. Say nothing. Then we play Iron Man. Do we snap off of this? Ramp? This ramp run? Nobu. Are you running the Shang-Chi? You tell me if you are running the Shang-Chi, right? Magneto. It's my Venoms. No. They're such big boys. Well, we have so many different avenues for victory. Shang-Chi can clap the Doom and the Magneto. Iron Man would be able to double us up to 68. 6d8 of damage. It sounds like a fireball spell. No, that would be d6s. 68. Somebody's going to tell me what kind of spell uses the d8s. I think the Shang-Chi is actually safer in the event that they, when they Odin for 16 takes them up to 56, that still wouldn't pass the Iron Man. It's either way. Right? What if they run like a protection? They probably don't. I'll just Iron Man then. It's still vulnerable to the Shang-Chi over here. It was the Odin. And they re-pop. Takes them up. Well, you asked to fight all of these Venom. Magneto, you asked for this battle. So we deliver. Stand and deliver. Ooh.
Victory.
What a game. We grabbed Goose out of the Daily Bugle. I'll play the... They got our Deadpool. I'll play our Deadpool. Then we could just Goose and let Goose get eaten. Free Limbo. That's great. If I could find... Okay, I got the magic. Sure, she's dead. I don't want to play her. There, Goose, which is... Okay. Matchy. Nidavellir. Well, I want a Venom here to get this going, though I would have preferred to Venom at Nidavellir. But we didn't know. There we go. Maybe we can still make something happen with the Iron Man and then like... Nah, if I Iron Man before the Zola, the Venom will be able to eat him. Okay. Gotta be careful as we dance around. I will... Oh, yeah. I will Deadpool Psylocke, which lets me play Zola next turn. Okay, they got the Nimrod game plan rocking. I'm scared, guys. I think he might be able to smack us. Oh, the Goose stops me. That's right. Okay, but I could Knull. I could Knull into the Zola on the Knull, and if they're destroying stuff, then my Knull will be insane. Alright, we play the matchup. We play the matchup. Shoo! Uh-huh. Okay. You got any other tricks? I got more tricks. Do you have Knull? I've got 2. Are you gonna be able to produce 2? Pop. I've got Shang-Chi as well, by the way, to hit that destroyer. Zola's a destroyer, yes! I was trying this when I was testing Nimrod. He snapped? Oh no, I wanted to see it. We come back to the game with 117 to 18 point lead at the Daily Bugle, 12 to 0 in Limbo, and 53 to 131 in he retreats. You gotta read the matchups, guys. Read the matchups. Iron Man, Shang-Chi, Knull, Psylocke, Neg, Zone. Gotta be careful around there. It's gonna have the anti-synergy of everything that we've been talking around Nidavellir. There we go, side by side. I will Psylocke, and I will hope for Mr. Negative. If I could set negative and then kill him with the Venom, that'd be so nice. That's domain. Don't mind if I do. We do it like this first. And then I can play the additional Deadpool as just the Death's Domain. I guess until Redstone says, hey, cut that out. Thanos has an answer for everything. Don't you get tired of winning so much, my opponent? Running the Nakia. Oh, there's Mr. Negative. Beautiful. 18-point Venom. 12-point Knull. This is looking really good for us. Really good for us. The Mr. Negative actually takes a point off the Knull. But then I can just like destroy the Deadpool, destroy stuff with the Shang-Chi, have the Knull finish things up. If they don't draw Redstone, then Death's Domain stays locked out. We play by margin of victory. And I'm pretty sure that Iron Man copying, with Mystique copying him, wins all day, every day. So do I care about the Knull? I can Deadpool here. And then like Shang-Chi for the points. I guess. Hey Shang-Chi, back for the points. You just made Knull angry. That's all you were able to accomplish. Ka-cha, ka-cha. He has no idea. You need more Shang-Chis.
Oh, snap.
You need more of them, my friend. Come on, fight me. It could still be close. Maybe this snap is too arrogant. But I'm producing 62 points? And they just play blue marble. Oh no. Oh no. Shang-Chi doesn't hurt me anymore. I trust in the heart of the Knull. So here is the Mr. Pool, then Mr. Negative Deadpool deck. That the surprise factor out of the Knull is just second to none. People don't see it coming. You take the energy of the Shang-Chi and you're redirected at your opponents. Now, of course, the deck does just shatter into small pieces and curls up and cries all at the same time if you get hit by Leech. So if you're already put on edge by Leech, I would caution you on this one. But otherwise, I think that it comes together very well and takes great advantage of the current featured location. If you guys give any of these decks a try, I hope they earn you many cubes on your climb up to infinite while Nidavellir is the hot location. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.